Special Forces hero Ant Middleton has parted company with Channel 4, which said it wouldn't work with him again because of his personal conduct.
The star of SAS Who Dares Wins was criticised after controversial tweets about the Black Lives Matter protests and coronavirus. And then this morning, there have emerged allegations that he made inappropriate comments to female crew members. So he joins us now for his first live interview. Good morning to you, Ant. How are you doing?
I'm always good, always positive, and just about to drop some truth serum. So I hope you're ready.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? Because we found out, I think, yesterday that you were parting company. Your contract has not been renewed for a hugely popular show, one of Channel 4's biggest shows, SAS Who Dares Wins, which has been going for 5 years with you as head of the directing staff there. But your contract has not been renewed. Now, you have put a very positive spin on this, saying that you're parting company and you've got other exciting projects coming up. But what is the truth behind you leaving the show?
Yeah, Channel 4's statement and Minnow Films' statement is very reckless and desperate. That's the word. It's desperate. You know, especially backed by excuses like the BLM tweet. The BLM tweet I'd done just under a year ago. Settled that 3-4 months later. I'm filming 2 more series of SAS Who Dares Wins.
This is a tweet where you used an offensive word to describe BLM protesters and EDL protesters.
It was the way it was worded. I didn't word it correctly, and I acknowledge that. But we put that under the carpet. And a couple of months later, I filmed 2 more series of SAS Who Wins. But the excuses that keep coming, like the inappropriate comments I've just heard. I heard that yet last night from a media tabloid saying they're going to say that I've done inappropriate comments. So it's all smoke and mirrors. From the last episode of SAS Who Dares Wins, when I filmed the last episode, it became a half-scripted sort of reality show. You know, full control was taken from me, from health and safety to production. And after that show, I said, look, I'm not going to film anymore. I'm done with SAS Who Dares Wins. I wanted to part in a healthy way and in a positive way. And they knew that I was going. My future with SAS UK was no more. They knew I was going. And all of a sudden, they dropped this bomb about Black Lives Matter, about I've been axed. And ultimately, what they're doing is they're protecting their brand. They knew I was going. They got in there before me. And everything else is smoke and mirrors. All these excuses that are coming out, everything like inappropriate comments. It's like, you're on SAS Who Dares Wins. You know, we say inappropriate things. We do inappropriate things that you know, if you get offended by them, then so be it. You know, the course is a hardcore course. It's hardcore. It's gritty. You're going to see inappropriate things. You're going to witness inappropriate things. But it's never direct. You know, when it says inappropriate comments, it wasn't direct. It's what someone's seen on the show. They've gone, oh, I don't like what they've done to that recruit. I don't know what they've said about that recruit, and they've made complaints like that.
So just to clarify on that, Ant, there's no, as far as you're concerned, you were never inappropriate to female crew members, for example, as appears to be the implication from the Mirror story today.
No, never direct. There's a new protocol that came in with their health and safety that if they feel offended or they want to complain, then they can complain anonymously. So it's obviously something that they've seen. You know, they've seen a bit of military banter. They've seen a bit of military humour. They've seen us talk about a recruit or maybe a production member, you know, whilst we're in the DS dorm or something like that. It's not direct. It's something indirect. That they've complained about, that they've seen, and they felt offended by.
I mean, what I find extraordinary, just on that, having watched the show, you know, what you said earlier is there is so much apparently inappropriate, if you want to be offended, stuff that gets aired by Channel 4. Mm-hmm. You guys screaming at female recruits, whatever, you know, people fighting each other, you know, abusing each other. It's part of the show's makeup. And as a viewer, you know what you're watching, but more importantly, Channel 4 know what they're airing. And that's where I find this suggestion that you've been suddenly inappropriate seems to me to be...
It's just smoke and mirrors. It's just smoke and mirrors. It's just them getting in there first because they knew I was going. They wanted to protect their brand. And when we started this off, Piers, from day one, we had a great relationship with Channel 4, different people at Channel 4, great relationship at Minnow Films, different people at Minnow Films. And we said, let us be ourselves. Whatever happens in the DS Storm, protect us, because our humour's different, our composure's different, the way that we deal with situations is different. And it allowed us to be us. It allowed us to be true to the military ethos, therefore to give an authentic programme. And over the years, PC Patrol have kicked in, the Woke Patrol have kicked in, to the point where we can't say anything. We can't be ourselves. We can't even act on the ground without health and safety jumping in going, oh, you can't put them in at shoulder level in the water. You've got to put them in at waist height. And it's been so controlled and so managed and so unauthentic now that I've decided to completely walk away from it.
And had you had any warnings about your, as they put it, personal conduct outside of the tweet storm over the BLM tweet and also the video you put up about coronavirus, and you corrected and apologised for both of those things and then recorded more series?
I've recorded 2 series to here.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Clearly that had clearly been dealt with because they let you carry on making more series. So putting those aside, were there any other complaints made directly to you by Channel 4 or by the producers about your personal conduct?
No, the first time I've heard about it was last night from my management to say that there's going to be an article about you tomorrow morning. We digged into it and it's just saying, like, it's an anonymous complaint about inappropriate comments of you on set. And again, I know what it will be. It will be someone that's offended for what we've said about a recruit or what we've done.
Well, just to point out, Anne, sorry, just because you're referring directly to a Daily Mirror report, an exclusive by their showbiz editor, Mark Jeffries, in which he reports at the end of last year, allegations and complaints from a number of women regarding Ant's comments towards them. I'm quoting here from the report in the Mirror. Towards them on set were investigated. They felt the way he spoke to them was inappropriate. So that's clearly members of staff saying that the way you spoke to them directly, not complaining about some of the behaviour on screen, but the way that you spoke to them directly was inappropriate. Is that, how do you
Susanna,
react to that?
I've been butting heads with production. I've been butting heads with health and safety. I've been butting heads with the ropes team. I've been butting heads with the channels for the last 2-3 series, since they've been taking more and more control away from me. I've been butting heads with them. And yeah, I have said, look, I'm going to walk off set. This is absolutely horrendous. How do you expect me to do my job if you're going to act like this, if you're going to do this? This is BS. Yeah, I have butted heads with a lot of people over the last 2 series, and that's why I have walked away from the series. But, you can take that inappropriately as you want, and you can interpret that as you want. Yeah, probably haven't been easy to work with, but it's only because the course wasn't what it was, wasn't what I created, isn't the direction that I want it to go in. And therefore, yeah, due to my passion for the show and to keep the authenticity behind it, it's very important that we keep it authentic, that the viewers see the authenticity. I like to take control and I like to make sure that it's done correctly. And I will butt heads with people on set, off set, channels, whatever it may be, to make sure that I get the best work done that I know I can do
and when
to keep the authenticity of the show.
When Channel 4 told you they were not going to renew your contract, what specific issues did they give to you then as to the reason why?
I know why it is. It's because they got in there before me, because they knew I was going.
No, what I mean is, what did they actually tell you when they said we're not renewing the contract?
When they dropped the news article, that was the first I heard about it. I only found out about this 2 days ago.
Well, you found out from the media that you were being... You found out from the media?
Yeah, not Channel 4, not Minnow Films. It was my agency said, and they're putting out an article to say that you've been fired. So that's why I say that it's so reckless, it's so desperate, it's just not right. But listen, I don't want to butt heads with them anymore. If they want to go about it like the way they've gone about it, then let them do that. That's their bad, not mine. But listen, yeah, it's last couple of days, it's just been a media storm. Do
you think if you make a show where you cast real-life SBS, SAS guys who are obviously, killing machines, let's just put it out there, this is what you did for a living, do you think if you're trying to create an authentic show about what it takes to be in the SAS, SBS, do you think you have to take a lot of rough with the smooth? for want of a better phrase, and that maybe they got more touchy about it as it went on, as the atmosphere about behaviour changed?
First of all, if you're sensitive, if you're a snowflake, if you're easily offended, you do not belong on the set of SAS Who Dares Wins. So that goes into prior preparation and planning from the production company today. This isn't a Dancing on Ice. This isn't a Celebrity Big Brother, even though it's turned into that. This is SAS Who Dares Wins. You see things that are uncomfortable. You're going to hear things that are uncomfortable. You've got a group of alpha males, military alpha males, that are going to put people through a grueling process, an authentic process. And, you know, if you don't like what you see, then don't come and work on the set. You know, it's not for the light-hearted, this show. But now it's turned into this PC, woke sort of everyone in their safety bubble. If you hear anything that, you know, that offends you, then make sure you complain. That's the show gone. That's the show gone.
Well, I was going to ask you, given where you think the show has gone and the fact they've now got rid of you because of the behaviour that they perceive to be now inappropriate, should the show itself be cancelled? Do you think it's gone so far the wrong way, as far as you're concerned, in terms of authenticity, they should cancel it?
Well, it needs to have a stamp on it now, doesn't it? It needs to go from that factual entertainment. It needs to go into reality, because that's exactly what it is. It's a reality show now. The PC patrol have taken over. The woke patrol have taken over. It's like, you know, you can't be yourself. You can't give an authentic experience. You can't give an authentic course, because it is too brutal and it is too raw. And I think that, you know, it doesn't belong at Channel 4. I think, you know, it's if Channel 4, the way that their views and visions are, then, yeah, I don't think it does belong at Channel 4. But, you know, if they're going to put a new stamp on it, it needs a new stamp on it, because it cannot stay authentic like it is, because it's obviously offending people. People are getting upset. It's a brutal alpha male military course. Deal with it or move on.
OK. And we said we'd give you time to have your say. You've certainly had that. It'll be very interesting to see what Channel 4 have to say.
Well, we've got a statement now. Ant Middleton will not be taking part in future series of SAS Who Dares Wins, following a number of discussions Channel 4 and Minnow Films have had with him in relation to his personal conduct. It has become clear that our views and values are not aligned, and we will not be working with him.
Really interesting, isn't it, that he was aligned with them for so long, and then suddenly he's inappropriate. I've watched that show, and I don't.
Silly,
there's nothing. Well, there's nothing
silly.
When you watch that show, you could say almost everything in it is inappropriate. I think, as a viewer.
Just briefly, in that statement, they say they've had a number of conversations with you about your personal conduct. You say that they haven't. Is that which is the case?
Well, personal talks with me. Yeah, they've had personal talks with me about the way that I deal with the crew when they're trying to take control, the way that I'm butting heads with health and safety, because I'm always arguing with health and safety, always pushing the boundaries, always trying to keep it authentic. It's the same with production. I'm just like, don't get involved in my course. Leave me in my playground. You stay on the out. Do not get involved in my bubble. Do not break that authenticity, because the recruits will find out and they will think that it's just some reality show, and it will ruin the authenticity of the course. So, yeah, I've been butting heads with them for a while.
Yeah, I think they could have probably told you when they got rid of you before the media why they were getting rid of you. That might have been a more honest position.
About Piers.
Yeah. We're going to leave it there. But you certainly had a good say, and we'll get a reaction and see how this plays out. But good to talk to you.